Good morning, beautiful souls. How are you this morning? This is Donnie Brown Hill, America's Better Life, Better Burnout Recovery Strategist. I'm here to talk about during our 67 days of less stress with Donnie Brown Hill challenge. I need to just calm down and say what I need to say. I'm making this too complicated because it is not. I don't have a problem talking to people or even on the camera, so let me go ahead and do me. I want to come on and talk about the stress of unforgiveness and not letting go. A lot I've heard from a few people that are dealing with the fact that someone has in the past or presently is cheating, or they have betrayed them by lying. And it's just difficult sometimes when no, it's difficult most of the times when you expect something from someone and they deliver less than, especially someone that you love and you care for. So you have this expectation and it has not been fulfilled, and you want to forgive, and it's just hard. You just don't trust them anymore. You don't trust that they're going to come through like they said they would. So it's understandable, but that's undue stress. It's stress that you're putting on yourself. If you waiting on somebody to apologize to you for you to move on with your life, baby, I'm here to tell you, you wasting your time. Because most of the time, when they come to apologize, they're apologizing for a choice they made. And nobody wants apology for a choice. When you realize that that individual had a choice, they could have done it and not, and not, they could have had a choice to do it, or they could have said, no, I won't do it because I love this person this much that I want to be committed to them. Whatever it is, it could be they decided to lie. They made a choice, and nobody wants an apology for a choice. Now, you apologize for a mistake, and the only way you know you made a mistake is from the past. Okay? You go from the past to the future. That's how you know you made a mistake. Because when you get to the future, you realize, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Your intentions were good, and people say, well, I wasn't trying to lie. No, you made a choice. You know the difference between lying. You're grown. Have some self-control. Have some self-respect. Some integrity. Have some character. That's what didn't come in play. Your integrity and your character was minimized to the fact that you felt comfortable enough to tell a lie or to any other betrayal that happens out there. People are suffering because of loss of promotion. They're suffering from the loss of their children. It's so many things that you people can feel betrayed by. It's just not someone cheating on you or someone lying to you. It's a big pool of betrayal. But I want to introduce you to a book that I wrote. It's called He or She. And if you can tell, it's just two pictures. And most people pick it up and they think it's like a cookbook. And they say, well, let me see what that is. And they open it up and it says, she cheated and or lied. Now what? And the reason I did that, because without the words on the front, guess what? You'll pick it up. But if you see he cheated or lied, now what? And you pick it up and you with someone, then guess what happens? Oh, girl, what happened? And you haven't told your friends. So that was one reason I did it that way. Just pick it up, see what it's all about. And in the book, I break it down. And the reason why I have cookie and I have meat is because that's how I describe individuals that either want the cookie or they want the meat. And I want you to listen to my descriptions of both the cookie, the baker, and the butcher. And I'm going to give you a checklist I want you to think about when you start thinking about this person that betrayed you. Now, it could be a lie. It could be even a friendship. It could just be anything. Just apply what I say to whatever situation you're in. So the first one is the baker. Okay. Meet the baker. This is for the ladies now. Men see women as a treat, a cookie, and a woman is the dough that's molded for the cookie. And the man is the baker, and he wants to have sex. Get the cookie. So the baker takes the dough and he heats it up and bakes the cookie. Now what? You must decide what type of baker you have. Okay. Now, when you're in a relationship with someone, this is what happens. You either have the one-time baker. He bakes the dough, but didn't like it, how the cookie tastes. He will never do it again. He'll never cheat again. He will never lie again. He said, oh my God, it was not worth it. That's a one-time baker. Then you got your seasonal bakers. They like a different season, like a spring cookie. They like to go make some Halloween cookies. Depends on how they feel. So they're not one timers. They're gonna do it every now and then. Those are the ones that argue with you, so they want to come back in 2 or 3 days. Then you got the shop owners. They do different type of doughs. They like the taste of different things. They like to change it up. They like to indulge in so many different things. So they're always having different cookies. And they will never be faithful. And they will always lie. And then you have the faithful companion. He doesn't like different doughs. He's very happy with the award-winning unique cookie that he has. So you have to decide if you have a one-time baker, a seasonal baker, a shop owner, or you have a faithful companion. Now, if they've already lied to you, then you know that it's not a faithful companion, or they've already cheated. You have to decide at this point what you have. Is this person really at the place in their lives that they made a mistake and a choice that they truly will, as I'll just say, repent for it? And will you be able to forgive them? Because a lot of times, just because what we get confused with, and I keep telling people, just because it happened to you don't mean it's about you. Just because it happened to you does not mean it's about you. And we get so caught up in, well, it did happen to me because I was there. But it had nothing to do with you. It was a flaw in that individual's character. If you felt, now you got to take your responsibility and role in anything that happens in your life. So in your life, if you're not quite communicating the things you need to communicate, in your life, if you're not saying out loud the things that you desire or want or do not want, don't get mad at somebody else because they're not performing at the level that you need them to. Because see, we teach people how to treat us. So if you don't speak the words, because that's the only way you're going to communicate. Now, no, I lie. That's a lie. You communicate with your body. You'll say, I don't want to be bothered. And you'll tell yourself, I didn't say anything. Well, you didn't have to. So you communicated with your body that don't come talk to me. Don't say nothing to me. Don't look at me. Get out my face. But yet you want somebody to talk to you. But you can't even let your guard down long enough to hear the words that person has to say. And see, another issue is a lot of you are waiting to hear the words the way you need to hear it so you can move on. You need to give that up. Fairy tale go. Ain't nobody coming to save you, baby. Ain't nobody coming to save you. So go ahead and give that fairy tale up. You need to start walking in your path and decide what that is and speak it out loud and communicate to other people the way that you want to live. If it's different than it is now, then you need to let them know. Everybody's not going to come along. I had a client once that was a pastor, and he had a vision for his church. God gave him a vision for his church, and I had to tell him, you need to understand that everybody with you not going to ride with you, and everybody's not supposed to ride with you. You see, some of y'all be taking Satan with you because you don't want to let people go. Your naysayers, the ones that don't ever want nothing good for you. Well, I've been knowing them all my life, and they always been there. Have they been there in a good way? Or have they been there when things were so bad that they understood and they still in the hole? And they have no interest in getting out the hole. You out the hole. You looking down at them. You see, we want to hold on to things that we have no business holding on to. That's why you're having so much stress. Because you keep holding on to things that were never yours to be attached to you. Start forgiving folks. Let it go. The apology is not coming because they didn't like you. They chose something else. They chose themselves, not you. They chose to do whatever they wanted to, not you. It was a choice. Deal with it. Okay, now I'm going to move to the butcher. Ladies, this is for the men. Let me tell you what the men and women. Women see men as meat, and she's the butcher. The cuts of the meat is based on the cut. The quality of the meat, with the quality of meat is the sex. It's determined. Now you must decide which butcher you have, men. One-time butcher, round steak. Round steak is moderately tough and is usually for beef jerky. So most people don't eat beef jerky. You did it one time, you tried it, I don't like it. You ain't gonna never eat it again. You don't like that cut of meat. She don't want that cut of meat anymore. She's done. Seasonal butcher. Standing rib roast. You know, you get them on holidays. So you get all that on the holidays and usually during special occasions. So she's a seasonal one. Change that meat up every now and then. And we good at it though. We ain't gonna, you won't even know we changing up our meat. Me and y'all don't get it. Women just know. But women, we can make it happen. Changing up that meat. Shop owner, ground beef. You know, you can do everything with ground beef. She'll make us some hamburgers. She'll make us some hamburger helper. Oh, she can make us some stuffed peppers. And she gonna keep changing it up. She ain't gonna never be faithful. She likes that ground beef. She'll grind all the beef up, mix it up. It don't matter. Then you got the faithful companion. She enjoys her cutie and her cut of filet mignon because it's the tenderest and means cute filet in French. You already know you have that because she's never done anything. She's never stepped out on you. She's never lied. We all lie to avoid an argument, which is the dumbest thing that as human beings, especially when we're adults, because an argument is not bad. We have grown up in society to believe that argument is bad. Argument is bad when it becomes violent, but the only reason it becomes violent because you're not using self-control, or you're just a violent person. I guess that's true too. Some people are very violent, and they want to maintain control, so they will use violence. The truth is, an argument is not a bad thing. An argument lets you know that something isn't right in your relationship. That's what it is. Somebody's unhappy, or even the situation is not working out. And not being able to have an adult conversation and communicate stresses you out. People are stressed out because they won't say what the hell is on their mind. You're stressed out because you won't take the time to say, I don't appreciate you talking to me this way. I don't appreciate, oh, if I say it, then they going to get all mad and then we're going to get in an argument. Of course you're going to get in an argument. That's where you come in and learn how to do a great argument. I have a book on that too. Great arguments, how to have them and move on. Be an adult about it. But most of us, we want to come from a place of, well, I'm a good person, and arguing is just so bad. It makes me feel bad. It's supposed to make you feel bad because something's not right. That's how you know something. That's why why do we avoid our emotions? We avoid our emotions so we won't feel a certain way. Your emotions are your tools. They navigate you. They navigate you. It's a compass through your life. They navigate you to and from people. Think about it. If you don't fit, you can meet somebody and not say a word to them and know something wrong with them. That's an emotion. But we ignore it because we're the only fools that run into a burning building. Every other species will run away from danger, but we gonna go straight into it. We hear the noise, we're going straight to the noise. Dear, hear the noise, is gone. Bye, see you later, deuces. So as you go through this and you think about somebody that you really need to forgive, and you need to stop waiting on an apology. Like I told you, the apology is nothing more than them telling you they chose something different and it wasn't what you wanted them to choose. So I think you really need to let go of the need of an apology, because it is what it is. They did what they did. And you say, well, I want to know why they did it. Why? Why is it so important for you to know? They chose something other than you. They chose to lie because they wanted to do what they did. Well, I just want to understand. It ain't your mind. It ain't your brain. It ain't your need. It ain't your desire. Leave it alone. You're going to have to start letting stuff go and move on. It is what it is. They chose to do what they did. Let me move on. Now, this is something you need to check out. I always say this to people that are getting married. Every wedding I ever go to, and I don't like to go to many weddings because most of the weddings last longer than marriages. So I really have to like you, really, really, really like you and love you to go to your wedding. The same thing with your funeral. Dead, buried, or dead. If I respect you and I love you, I'm at your funeral. If I didn't, you ain't gonna see me. Well, you wouldn't see me if you did anyway. If they were dead, they wouldn't see me. But anybody in the family wouldn't see me there, because if I don't respect you, I don't go. So one of the things I do when I go to weddings is I tell them, when the first thing is, if you're in a relationship with somebody, if they're not your friends, then they're not their friends. You understand what I mean? Me and my husband, long before we even started, when we got married, we were dating, and we were in the military at the time. We decided that if a friend was not both of our friends, especially if it's opposite sex, then it wasn't their friend. They had to drop them. Because what happens is, if they've been friends, maybe even longer, especially opposite sex, than you have, and when things start going to south, bad, whatever you want to call it, they will go to that person because they have been friends with them longer. What happens? You keep knocking at the door. Things are not the way, because they're not gonna work out the way you want to in the beginning, because you're getting to know each other and you don't want to have the arguments. Duh. So you don't have the arguments, so you don't communicate, so you don't make things better. Duh. See what I'm saying? Arguments are good. So what you do is you go to that person and eventually the door opens. And what happens? You end up doing something with that person because you've been knowing them so long. And that was my friend, and I ain't mean to do it, but it was just one of them moments, and I was lonely, and you hurt me, so I went on and really, for real, you had a choice. You grown, self-control. I'm telling you, you want an apology for things that people are choosing to do. Stop asking for these apologies. Just forgive them and move on. Second thing I say, keep your family out your business. Mama may forgive, but mama don't never forget. You hear me? Mama may forgive, but mama never forget. So if that boo-boo hurt you, she gonna remember boo-boo hurt you. She ain't gonna like boo-boo for real. Because boo-boo hurt her baby. Keep family out your business. Take inventory when you're not mad. Don't start thinking about all what's going on in your relationship when things are bad. Think about when it's good. Think about how he remembers to do this. Think about how he makes you feel. Think about all those things. Same thing for the female. Think about all the things she does, the little surprises she does for you. Just don't take inventory when you're mad, because you're going to come from lack. You're going to come from what you want and you're not getting. And that's not a true image of your relationship. And never leave home after an argument or during an argument with a bag. Never take a bag with you. If you ever take a bag with you, the next time it gets easier. And the next time it gets easier, because if you're not at the point of being an adult and having self-control and being able to deal with your arguments, you keep taking those bags, eventually you won't have nothing there, or it gets easier. It gets easier to pack a bag and leave because you've already done it. It's important that you start behaving like an adult and stop trying to avoid these feelings. These bad feelings, they make me feel so bad, and I don't want to feel like I did when I was a little kid and my mama made me feel. Get over it. Become an adult. Hush. All right. I'm on a soapbox, but this one right here, I hear it all the time. Out of all my clients, hundreds of clients, maybe about 33% of them, even more than that, I'm thinking like 40-something% of them have been through some type of, we all been through some betrayal, but this cheating thing, I've heard that about 40%. And some of them stay, some of them don't. It's up to them. But the point is this. It happens. You have to decide if you have a one-timer. Oh, I'm sorry, I never do it again. It was a mistake. Oh, or not a mistake. I made a choice, because it was a mistake, because they had a choice and they chose to do it. So I made a choice. I do apologize. I know you're not going to accept my apology. I'm going to have to work this off. That's the truth, because you don't trust them anymore. So they're going to have to work it off so you can build that trust up again. And then you have the seasonals, the ones that it's not every day. It's every year though, usually, or it's usually maybe once a year. It could be, when the change of season, you'll see a lot of men around springtime get a little hot. Summertime, then when winter hit, they cold, they ain't doing nothing. They're keeping it at home. So they just do it every now and then. Then you have the straight up dog. That's the straight up dog. He's never gonna stop. She ain't gonna never stop. She loves it. She don't want one person. She don't want to be committed. Same thing with a man. He don't want nobody holding him down. Yeah, I love you, but I don't love you like that. You got to decide what you have. And when somebody lies to you, the same thing. You got to decide if you have a straight up liar, somebody who has the inability to tell the truth. And a lot of times that stems from, the truth of the matter is, a man that doesn't and has the limited ability to tell the truth, he comes from a place of trying to be Mr. Nice Guy. A lot of them. We have taught them to do that, women. We've taught them to lie. We have taught them to lie so they won't disappoint us, so they won't have to argue with us. And some of us, we can't even argue. I don't want to talk about it right now. I got to go. We'll talk about this later. I don't feel like talking about it right now. Can't even be an adult about it. Shut yourself down. You shut yourself down. So who do you need to forgive? What apology you waiting on? You need to let it go. You are not going to hear the words you need to hear to make you feel the way you need to feel. You're cheating yourself out of a lovely life, a stressless life, because it's going to always have stress. Because remember, there's good stress and there's bad stress. What's good stress? Good stress is I'm getting married. I don't know what to expect. I'm having a baby. I'm buying a new house. That's good stress. Bad stress, my baby is ill. There's nothing I can do. Oh my goodness, I can't pay my bills. My husband's cheating on me. Good and bad. Same family, same situation, almost same people. Good and bad stress. But even if someone has lied to you, then you make the decision if you're going to forgive them. And you decide if they're worth it. We're all worth it, but is it worth your time? Because time wasted is something you'll never get back. That person's value I'm not measuring. I'm measuring your time. A lot of us are wasting so much time, and it's something we will never, ever get back. Waiting on somebody to say, I'm sorry. Waiting for someone to say those magical words so you can feel like you were all right and you weren't the bad person. Or you're waiting for those magical words to make you feel like you're special or you're validated, that you matter. But the truth of the matter is, you do matter. That you are enough just like you are. We are all just trying to get back to wholeness. We're all broken, and we're trying to figure out what our light is, what our joy is in our lives. And one of the steps that you can do for that is to go ahead and forgive them. Let it go. Let it go. Stop waiting on that apology. Stop waiting for them to change. You be the change. And I tell you this, I've seen it, I've done it, I've been part of it. When you change, all around you will change. Because those who cannot stand your light, I tell you, there's people in your life that are like roaches. Once you start shining, you know how when roaches are in the dark and when you turn on lights, they scatter? You got people in your life like roaches. So when you start shining, they're going to scatter. They don't want to be part of that because they're used to you being a certain way. And you have decided today or yesterday or the day before that I will not be that person they need me to be anymore because I know that I'm better than this. I want to feel better. I want to do better. So make that choice. Make that decision. And just go ahead. It's not going to be easy. Come on. You've been this way for how many years? Come on now. It's not. But anything worth in life, what they said, my grandma said, anything in life worth it. It's going to take some challenging, baby. It's going to take some challenging. My grandma's from the South, I'm just saying. And it does. It does. So I challenge you today to stop waiting on that apology. To forgive yourself for allowing whatever role you played in it. If you didn't speak up, if you let them do it to you, whatever role you played in it, forgive yourself. Forgive them for making the choice, for not choosing you. Today, I challenge you to do that. So I came on about this because it's a lot of people's hang up. A lot of people got to hang up on this, waiting on that apology. And it's stressing the hell out of their lives. It's choking their lives. It's choking their children's lives. Everybody around them is dying because they're choking them out because they're waiting on that one person to say the thing they need to say so they can feel the way they need to feel. And you're cheating yourself out of life. So today, this is Donnie Brown Hill, America's Burnout Recovery Strategist. Yes, I am. What do I help? I help busy professionals and students to replenish and to restructure their lives so they can continue to get out of bed and into success. Actually, I help them let go of their mess so they won't have a life of less. But you got to put it all cute for some people. That's what I do. I help people let go of their mess so they won't have a life of less. So Many blessings to each and every one of you. Anybody came on live. Hey, Nick. Jill, I don't know if you're still here. Hey, beautiful. Glenda, I don't know why I called you Nick, because I never call you Nikki. But today I'm calling you Nikki. Hey. Oh, and Glenda, I'm sorry. I got into that little soapbox. So many blessings to each and every one of you who came on live. You know that I love you, that you do matter, and you are enough. Walk in your greatness, girl. Be proud. Yes, you broken. You finding your pieces. You putting it together. Somebody trying to text me. Isn't that terrible? Anyway, and many blessings to anyone who came on the replay. Just for real, take the challenge. I'm telling you, it will relieve you of so much stress. And go ahead and have those arguments. Just don't fight. Leave your home. I'll talk about that later. I'll talk about how to have a great argument later. So you can go ahead and get through this mess. So many blessings to each and every one of you. I will talk to you tomorrow. Tomorrow morning is actually recap. I'm going over all that I talked about this week. And Sunday, I will be meeting with my group. And we'll at 6 p.m. Yes, Nikki. And 6 p.m. I'll be meeting with my group in a Zoom. And we'll be having our private coaching. So I'm excited about that on Sunday. Many blessings to each and every one of you. Again, Godspeed on this journey called life. Bye-bye. Let me see if I can get this clicked. You got to click it twice now. Click it, click it, click.